Hey, if you train super hard and you're eating super clean, but you still have that belly fat and it's hanging on for dear life, and you tried everything intermittent fasting, high intensity workout training, you're cutting all these carbs, nothing seems to work long term. Well, here's what no one might have told you yet. It might not be your diet, it might not also be your training, it might actually be your nervous system. See, I coach a lot of high performers, 1,250 high performing guys, and I used to be the physical therapist for the UFC sports medicine team, the official UFC. Okay. And there's a lot of guys that might do everything right on paper, but they can't lose the stubborn belly fat. They can't lose the gut and actually keep it off for a long period of time. Why? Because their body is stuck in what we call a fight or flight response, which means your cortisol level, aka your stress hormone, is really, really high. So when your cortisol level is really, really high, your body will tend to hold on to fat a lot more easier, okay? Especially around your belly fat. This is known as your visceral fat. So let's be super real for a quick second. As an Asian man, especially if you're Asian, we weren't raised to kind of look at our emotions, to look inwards a lot. We're kind of raised to suck it up for the most part. Don't complain, chase degrees, be an accountant, be a doctor, whatever it is, chase success, status, and just kind of like handle the situation. Whatever gets thrown at you, just deal with it. Your job is to provide, to stay composed, and just to pretend that everything is all together. But what happens when you're constantly under pressure and you never let your body downshift? That stress just gets completely stored, shove it underneath the rug, and over time it just really shows up as stubborn belly fat. Maybe it's showing up as burnout, insomnia, poor sleep, low energy, and it's really not because you're lazy, it's because you never really learned how to turn off. Okay, so we're gonna make the science super, super simple here. Here's what actually happens from a physiological standpoint. When your cortisol level is really, really high, you're in a constant state of stress, deadlines, family, late night emails, travel, and it really blocks your fat burning capabilities. It crashes your hormones, it disrupts your sleep, and it puts you in this state of survival. Okay, you're on survival mode for a really long period of time. So when your body's like, yo, I don't really feel safe of letting all this fat kind of go, I might need it. It's because of this survival mode. That's why even if you're in a deficit, your body might not actually change all that much. Your weight might stay the same, or it might be dropping a little bit, but your body composition might actually look the exact same. So, what is the actual fix? I'm gonna tell you literally what we do for our clients. Step number one, we need to actually look at our nervous system. So the thing that we look at is, even at the UFC, is we look at HRV. The reason why is because it's the inverse for your heart rate. So if your heart rate's really, really high, you're in a pretty stressed out environment. Now, inverse that. So that means if your heart rate is really high, it means your HRV is pretty low. That means if it's like below, obviously we look at trend, but let's just say it's below like 50, you're freaking cooked, right? You need to focus on recovery, not try to grind harder. One of the craziest things that, or one of the common mistakes that I often see for a lot of people is they're so focused on like hitting that goal, but they're not really looking at the HRV, which means let's just say your deadlines are coming up, you got like a bunch of work stress, maybe you're doing like a 24-hour day for when you're working at a hospital, whatever it is. You just have a lot of things going on. You're up to here right now, right? And then from here, you just cut out all your calories. You just drop all your calories, and then you do a crazy high intensity workout training when you're already operating from here. Your heart rate's already high. Now you're just like taking away all your food, and then now you're like increasing all your exercise intensity, right? And then people try these crazy things of like, hey, I'm gonna do these mouth tape things, like they'll like tape their mouth because influencers have it there, and then now you're just like you're almost in survival mode. Your body's gonna freak out. So of course you're not gonna get any sort of results here. You're just pitting your body against. You're just beating your body up. Okay, that's essentially what it is. Okay, and so what we really want to do is when we have our HRV and we look at what it is, we need to find factors or ways to optimize this, or we need to look at how you can actually program so that you don't get your body working against it. A really easy way of doing that is if your HRV is on the downtrend, focus on deloading, adding what we call a refeed day. Refeed days are higher carb days, which will actually accelerate your fat loss process and give your body a bit of a break. These are tools that we would really, really recommend instead of just like beating your body up and then eventually getting to the point where you're just going to burn out. And it really becomes unsustainable. And that's one of the biggest reasons why people can no longer actually do this for a long period of time. They're really, really focused on the short term. They're really focused on like, hey, let's go through this process of cutting a lot of calories. Let's get shredded for a wedding. And they do so many things that's super unsustainable. And they get to the point where they're at the wedding and maybe they get there, maybe they don't. But the issue is they just hop off because it's no longer part of their lifestyle. So step number 2, obviously guys, you need to train a little bit more smart, right? We're not 20 anymore. We're not like in our teens. So we really need to manage our bandwidth a little bit better. Okay. Don't do these crazy frantic exercises. Ditch these group workout classes where everything is completely like everyone's doing the exact same thing, but at different intensity. Like if you look to the left and someone's doing like, a bunch of burpees and you look to the right, someone's doing like, burpees with the bag, but everyone is like doing burpees and it's not actually like customized for you. There's no progressive overload. You're just going to overload your central nervous system. Instead of that, focus on more actual progressive overload through compound movements, tempo lifts, even incorporating, some walks here and there, like have some sort of like routine program where you can actually over time track the load. Okay. And obviously this is all strategic. That's our kind of main mission. We want to make sure that our guys are kind of like freaking samurais where they move with complete precision here. Okay. So step number 3, audit your stress calories. Obviously it's not about cutting all your calories. It's about removing the calories which might not be super beneficial for you. Things such as alcohol. Okay. I know you can still drink alcohol, but just know that it's going to impact your HRV, your recovery. It's going to impact a lot of things. Other things would be like late night snacking. Now, it's not bad for you to have late night snack. Just know that this is going to impact your sleep once again. The reason why I tell you this is because if you're watching this video, you're older than 30 years old. So late night snacking will be disrupting your sleep. If you have poor sleep, you can't recover. If you can't recover, HRV is going to go down. Okay, then you're going to be in a place where it's going to be a lot harder for you to actually maintain this for a long period of time. Okay, emotional eating, like ice cream stuff in moderation is pretty important. I would actually argue that if you cut out all your favorite foods, it's going to be even harder for you to stay on track. So, because your nervous system is going to be like, man, I really, really crave this. And now you strip all the way and you're just going to continue thinking about ice cream all the time. So instead of just removing an entire food group forever, incorporate it into your routine for sure. That way you can keep your nervous system in check. Okay, so step number 4 is build a nighttime routine. This is like so important for me in particular. Just being or me trying to become more of a high performer. One of the things that's really helped me stay top of my game in particular, where I'm able to wake up, I have a ton of energy. I'm able to do like 3-4 hours of complete deep work, get into my routine, go train, and like not crash at like 2 p.m. is actually having a really consistent nighttime routine. So I actually start my nighttime routine at around 9 p.m. where I start to take a little bit of magnesium glycinate. I have low lights. I turn off my phone. I start journaling, and it just tells your body that, hey, we're in a pretty safe space right now. You can start to recover, focus on your rest. Okay. So give an example, guys. One of my clients, Andrew, he's a lawyer, right? Very high stress environment. He goes to courts for litigations all the time, and he works like 10 to 12 hour days nonstop. Travels quite a bit, likes to go to Mexico, and he trains like an athlete. Like we got him training like an athlete for him, but eventually he hit a plateau, and we're optimizing his nutrition. We're looking at his training protocol. We're like improving it through looking at his entire system. What are the factors where we can increase progressive overload for like his weaker muscles? But his energy level was just really, really low. So one of the things that's really helped him, and which actually helped him literally like drop like 4% body fat in like a whole month, was really just looking at his nervous system. Okay, so instead of just dropping your calories like what a lot of people do, we really looked at his HRV. Okay, literally in just a few weeks, visible abs, insane. And all we did was we kept everything the exact same, but we really took it up a notch for just his tracking for his nervous system. This in itself allowed his HRV to trend upwards, where we optimized his sleep, his nutrition, and as his HRV started to trend upwards, dude, he felt a lot better. He felt a lot like more proud of himself. He felt like more energetic. Why? Because his HRV is trending upward. He's no longer feeling this like fight or flight response, right? So for us, obviously, it's not just about getting abs. It's about really creating control for your life, feeling good, having presence, having confidence, The reality is this: you don't really need to train harder. You don't need to just eat less all the time. You need to restore what we call alignment. Because when your nervous system is calm, your body responds really, really quickly. Your hormones gets optimized, testosterone starts to improve, your sleep starts to improve, cortisol level goes down. Fat loss really just becomes effortless and inevitable. So, if you guys really like this video, obviously I just built out a whole course over here. So please check that out. It's completely free. So hopefully you guys find a lot of value for this. And if you do find a lot of value in this, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and please share this to a friend. Aside from that, talk to you soon. See you guys.